Hey guys, it's Lynn, and I'm going to be doing the Unpopular Bookish Opinions tag today. I will link the original video down below if you guys want to check it out, and I wasn't tagged by anybody, but I just have a lot of opinions about some of these books, and they are controversial. So, keep that in mind. Please don't get mad at me for some of the things I'm about to say to these books, because it's my opinions, and I'm pretty sure you guys have some opinions on some of these books that I'm talking about as well. So, yeah, here we go. The first one is a popular book series that everybody else seems to like but you don't, and I have two. The first one is the Maze Runner series by James Dashner. I read the first one, I really liked it, and then I started the second one and I was just like, this is not what I expected out of this series, and I just have no desire to finish the series. I'm really excited for the movies though. The other series that is actually pretty controversial and a lot of people might get upset about me is the Mortal Instruments series by Cassandra Clare, and I don't have any of the books. I do have her Infernal Devices series, which I loved. But here's the thing. I read the first 5 books about 3 years ago when I was a junior in high school. And like when I first started reading the first book, I had to force myself to finish the first book just because like the whole ending was just, it weirded me out, and most of the book I was lost because it was like world building and all that stuff, and it was just really a lot of information that she like dumped on everybody. I didn't like that. I didn't like the like plot twist at the end of City of Bones, if you guys know the plot twist I'm talking about, and it just kind of like put like a negative vibe on the rest of the series as me viewing the main couple. And I haven't read the 6th book, and I have no desire to read the 6th book just because thinking back on it now, I did enjoy the series back then, but as of now, I have no desire to reread the series. I'm really excited for the TV show just because I hope they do it justice better than the movie, and the movie actually made my views of the book series even worse than they already were. Now, I might revisit the series if I feel like it, but as of right now, I just have no desire. The next one is a popular book series that a lot of people hate but I love, and this one's not really one that I love, but I was pretty content with it, and that is the Match trilogy by Ali Condi. And I don't know, it's not that I like loved this series, but I liked it more than a lot of people that I know liked it, and I really enjoyed the first book, but I don't know how I remember the other ones because it's been a while since I've read them, but I just remember I enjoyed reading them. So that's how I felt about them. It's not one of my favorites, but thinking back on it, I did have positive thoughts about this series rather than some of the opinions that other people have had about it. The next one is a love triangle where you were not happy with the person that the main character ended up with, and that one is the Hunger Games trilogy by Suzanne Collins. And for the first 2 books, I was Team Gale all the way because I just loved like the storyline of them like taking care of both of their families when they were younger and them having that bond, and I really loved that until the last book when Suzanne Collins just totally ruined my perception of Gale at the end. And then in my head, I just never liked Peeta. Still kind of don't. Sorry guys. And it's just, if she wasn't going to end up with Gale, I would rather have her just been by herself. She went through a lot in the Hunger Games and the end of it, and I just don't think that she genuinely has any feelings for either of the guys, so that's how I felt with this series. The next one is a popular book genre that you rarely ever reach for, and for me that is either horror or paranormal. Horror because I just can't. There's too much suspense for me to keep reading the book because it just gives me like massive anxiety, and I just don't enjoy watching horror movies. Anything horror, it terrifies me, and yeah, I just, no. And paranormal, it weirds me out because it just weirds me out. I think there's a difference between fantasy and paranormal, but if there's not, maybe I do like paranormal. But yeah, those are 2 genres that I rarely ever read. Okay, the next one is also another really controversial one, so please don't get mad at me for my opinions on these. And it is a popular or beloved character that you just don't seem to like that everybody else does, and I have 2 of them. The first one that he's just to me. Like, I like him Okay, I don't really like him. He's just there for me, and that is Jem from the Infernal Device series. I know, don't get mad at me. I found this love triangle to be kind of unnecessary because I just never saw him and Tessa as a couple, and maybe that was my problem. Maybe I just wanted him strictly to be her friend. Maybe that's why I didn't like him, and I just liked the other ship more. I do like him, I just don't like him as a love interest. And the other one, I just have, maybe these are like love triangle things that I just don't like them because I just don't like their ship. And the other one is Dorian from Throne of Glass. I don't know, when I first started reading this, there's always been something sketchy about him as a person, and I haven't finished the series. I haven't read Air of Fire yet, so maybe there's some redeeming qualities of him in that book that I don't know about yet, but as of right now, there's just something really sketchy about him that I can't pinpoint yet. Like, there hasn't been anything that he's done necessarily, but it's just a gut feeling that I have that he's gonna do something bad, or like there's something really sketchy going on with him, which is why I don't like him. And maybe it's the fact that I'm biased for the other ships that are in those two books with the other like love interests, so maybe there's that thing going on. I didn't even like Peeta because I didn't want him to be with Katniss, so maybe it's just me being upset because they shouldn't end up with the protagonist. The next one is a popular author that you can't get into, and for this I don't necessarily have one. I don't really have a lot of like authors that I don't get into. The next one is a popular book trope that you're tired of seeing, and mine is Instalove. That stuff pisses me off so much because it's like this guy sees his girl from across the hall and he's like in love with her already, and it's like that never happens in real life, like rarely ever. And like a lot of people like believe in love at first sight. I don't know if I necessarily do or not. Like, I've been with my boyfriend for almost 3 years, and thinking back about how we met, we definitely did not have insta love at all. So it's just weird, like a weird thing for me, because when I first meet people, it's like that's not the first thing that I think about. It's more of who the heck are you and why are you staring at me type of thing. Instalove, when I read it in a lot of books, it's just like, because it's just like it never happens in real life, like rarely ever. And it's just, in a lot of books, it's just like, who in their right mind thinks about this stuff when they first meet somebody? The next one is a popular series that you have no interest in reading, and for me, it's the Lux series by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I heard that's a paranormal series, and I'm not into that stuff at all. They turn into weird things. I just have no interest in reading it because I think it's paranormal, and that just is like, nah, not for me at all. The last one is a TV or movie adaptation that you liked better than the book, because we all usually like the books more than the movie or TV adaptations. For me, that would have to be either The Time Traveler's Wife by an author that I don't remember the name of, but I really like the movie, and I watched the movie before I read the book, and when I read the book, I was like, ugh, like I'm so glad they cut out all these parts. So there's that. And also A Walk to Remember by Nicholas Sparks. I loved the movie, but the book takes place like 50 years before, and it's not the same as the movie at all, and I love the movie more. So that is the end of my unpopular bookish opinions tag. I am sorry if I have offended any of you guys, just because I have a lot of opinions about books apparently, and don't get mad at me because I'm pretty sure the books that I liked you don't, or you have no interest in reading. It's really nice to vent about stuff, guys. So if you guys want to do this tag, you definitely should. So yeah, the person that I want to tag in this video is the Pastel Rose, because she did tag me in the Summer Reader book tag, and I would like to tag her because I want to know about her opinions. And anybody else that wants to do this tag, please do, because it is very relieving of the soul. I encourage everybody to do this tag. It is very fun. It's nice to vent every once in a while. And yeah, I hope you guys like this video. If you guys have any controversial things to say about any of these things, let me know, because I would love to debate, not argue, debate. There's a difference, because we all have different opinions, and it'll be really nice to hear other people's opinions. I will catch you guys in my next video. This is Novelty Lynn saying goodbye.